Hi everyone, my name is Sammy. I am a 5/1 emotional projector, and today I'm just going to be talking freely about what I've been seeing lately of just a lot of discouragement with people trying to understand human design. I totally get it. When you're completely new, it opens up this whole field and this whole realm, and it's so confusing. And if I could go back and say something to myself or have someone say something to me at that time, it would be this one thing, and it would be take your time. Take your time. Because one, it's so much knowledge, and it's ever growing that like even the person who's started from the beginning, the ground up, has worked with raw people like that, are still navigating how it's growing, and they're still learning every day and growing with everyone like anyone else. You're not behind, nor is anyone ahead of you. I hate thinking about things that way. I feel like we have to meet people where they are and not have this stigma of this need to know everything. And that is hard for me to say. I mean, I have a lot of line ones in my chart. I am a 5/1. So subconsciously, a part of me never felt like I would know enough. That's part of the, I feel like I always end up saying this in my videos, but like, it's a big reason I made this channel, is to grow with it and to show you that there isn't a perfect form or shape or way to learn this knowledge. But what I do know for sure, if you are a projector particularly, and of course I think I always say that because I can only speak from being a projector, and so I never want to speak on behalf of what some other type might feel, or all projectors in general. Of course, we're all entitled to however we feel, but sometimes I think it's so enticing that we're not really actually soaking in like the foundation. And in order to create something beautiful, we have to build that foundation. And it's something that has played a role in my life a lot lately, this idea of building foundations, whether through friendships, through relationships, through structures of business, through creating things. And the things that I find to be the most sustainable, especially if you are an emotional authority person, which is going to be about half you guys, that if we don't allow time, I mean, I think with all authority, so if you don't still allow time to soak up what you've learned, you go into this state of overdrive. And trust me, I do it all the time. Like, I'm not a perfect person, man. Like, I went into overdrive like on reading too many Kindle books, and like I was like overdriving on knowledge. Like, I do it now. Like, it's not like these are things or habits that go away. Like, yes, I'm better at it than I was before. I acknowledge its existence in my life, and I know that I have a tendency to want to over analyze and learn. And I know I can get stuck in my line one, or that investigation aspect of me. But the acknowledgement itself is actually the most fundamental key. So the reason I was able to really do that, or to have these feelings, or to be able to accept these, whatever state I'm in, or if I see these themes play out in more of a not self form, or if I see these tendencies, I'm able to kind of stop them, is because I've given myself the time to understand the fundamentals of human design, but also just my own journey of self-growth and mental health and awareness in my life. because so much of human design is not actually in the knowledge of human design, it's how you embody it in your life. I want to make an analogy here, maybe that would be helpful to say that someone who could take one human design video and understand their type and their authority and their profile, like those three things, they might actually do more and grow more in a year than someone who has analyzed human design and understood every little analytical aspect, or even gone on genetic matrix and completely just overloaded their brain with the amount of information that you can understand from each of those charts and not ever actually soaked anything in. And yes, as much as that is helpful, and I'm sure that there are people that are built for that, I'm not saying that there isn't. Like, I'm sure that there is a person that is built to do just that. But for the most part, I feel like most of us are on this quest too quickly to get to some end, but there is no end. Does that make sense? There is no end or no place in human design where you're ever going to feel fulfilled if you don't slow down and process what you've learned. It's one thing to read something, it's another to embody it and actually live it. The living it, the doing it part is the hard part, and I know that, and I'm not saying that it's easy. And it's okay to sit there and to just lay with the information, or to listen to something, or to meditate on it, or to take a couple days to soak it in if that's what you feel that your body needs. But your body will tell you when enough is enough. Like, your body will, like, I can notice now, like, my physical body will, like, my brain will feel like it's in overdrive, and I can tell. Like, I can just immediately, I'm like, okay, I need to slow down. It's not that I particularly like listening to it. It's not that I don't want to keep going and learning, but, like, there's a reason for that. There's always reason. And always when I do step back and I do allow myself that time, so much more flourishes because of it. So many better understandings, so many more insights, so many stories or things that I want to actually share come out. And if I didn't sit with things, and if I didn't fully embody it, then how could I sit here and say these things, right? But that, of course, is always true just for me. For me, I live my life through emotions. My truth might not be the emotions I'm feeling currently, but my emotions are my truth. And I've said this in another video, I think when I first started this channel. But, emotions, through emotional wave, they're going to fade and go and be up and down. But when you've built this platform of almost a concrete, like, grounded space for you to step on and to build this platform of knowledge and beauty and, like, creativity in this beautiful space that is grounded and fully cemented to the ground. I can't find the word, but just fully you feel safe standing on. That is what I really would recommend, not that I'm trying to give advice, but would recommend people do when they start human design. Because more knowledge of what human design is, what all these intricates are, will always be there for you to learn. They're not going away. Okay? If they are, I'm sorry, I had no control over that. But as far as I am aware, no one's not going to show up and still be teaching this stuff. And because of that, we need to ask ourselves, what is the rush? What is the rush? And I think rushing often comes from this feeling of, I don't feel better, I don't feel better, I don't feel better. Why isn't this working? Why isn't this working? And that's still coming from your mind, thinking that there is something about you that needs to be fixed, when maybe all it needs is rest, stability, kindness, patience, and forgiveness. Yes, there are core wounds. Yes, there are these shadow aspects. Yes, there are mutations. Yes, there are retrograde. Yes, there's all these planetary things and astrology and all these things that you could learn. But no one person, I mean, maybe, I don't know, I haven't found someone who has, but could just soak all of that in one day and then immediately be like, okay, I'm ready, I'm good. I'm on this journey too, just as much as the person watching this, right? I don't get on here to try and share this wisdom on my high horse. I get on here to be honest, to share insights from what I've learned, from my perspectives, to allow others to comment theirs. I feel so called and drawn to the sense of community, just the sense of a place for someone to feel like they can soak up what's right for them and get maybe a message of encouragement or a specific knowledge that they wanted about the chart with the embodiment that I embrace through it. Because I don't think if I taught this in an educational way without my emotions, it would work. Because my emotions are me. Everything I do, everything I live through, everything I create, everything that is so loved and treasured and cherished and is precious to me is because throughout all of my emotional waves, these things have stayed. And they have been sustainable, they have been loved, they have been cultivated, they have been taken care of. I have taken care of that relationship. So don't get so caught up in the details, because sure, the details matter, but you have time. So if it is that you can't afford a human design reading and you want to know everything and you're frustrated by that, ask around. I'm sure, literally, ask around. See if you can find someone who's doing a deal or discounts, or take it one step at a time. Just, if you really just want to do this on your own, take it one step at a time. Because wow, is it so much more beautiful when you do. Because you allow your body to heal while you're growing. It's like you're walking hand in hand with your wounds and the parts of yourself you didn't even realize you loved, or parts of yourself or your old self or your child inside of you. It's like you get to see all of it walking beside you, and you get to see it grow, and you get to see it be healed, and you get to love it. You get to love the wounds that you may have scarred yourself. You get to love all the versions of who you were. You get to love and embody everything that you've been and everything that you will be. Instead of us trying to get to a place where we feel like we can speak out or we can share something, or we are not in a place of student and we can just be in an embodiment and awakened with wherever that is and wherever we are on our journey, the more we can start to like walk with our wounds together, you know, like walk in awakeness, in this creativity, in this flow, in this movement towards beauty and towards more love and sharing love. But all we have to do in order to do that is just be ourselves for who we are right now. There's nothing more to it. And sometimes the analytical part and all of the knowledge can seem like it's going in that opposite direction, where it's losing sight of the true beauty and the true message that human design and really love is showing us, is that we just have to be and embody love as much as we can today and the next day. And if not embody love, embody peace, and embody kindness, embody anything that you feel that you can implement for yourself and for others today. Because when you do those for yourself, everyone around your energy and your aura will feel it. It's subtle and it's small, but it's there. It's showing up for yourself that really matters, because when you show up for yourself, you are showing up for the world. When you take care of yourself, you are showing up for the world. You don't owe anyone explanations. You don't owe anyone anything, but you do owe yourself forgiveness and kindness and love, even if you don't see that now. If you choose to not do that for yourself, but to still try and learn all this, then what's the point, may I ask? What's the point? I promise you that you are not further behind, nor will you ever be behind for not figuring this all out in one day or now, because you feel like you are already behind. Because you're not. You came into whatever it is that you are figuring out, or whatever self-love or self-journey that you're on, in the exact moment that was right for you. And congratulate yourself for that. Congratulate yourself for showing up and showing yourself grace today and every day. How often do we forget those small things, right? Those small moments where we need to be more thankful for how much we've shown up for ourselves. I could spend a lifetime talking about love and this endless ability and abundance of love I've been feeling lately throughout all this darkness that tends to hold us and tether us down with news and with just everything, the way that the world is. It is. I'm not saying that those things aren't scary or that I don't acknowledge them. But what I can say is I do feel a lot of love. But I also create a lot of love around me. And just like plants need sunlight, they patience to grow. They need stability of water, whether it's rain or whether you're taking care of a plant in your home. They need those things to flourish. And in order for you to feel like you see more love or can be more love in your life, you also must ask yourself, what is making me feel like I can't love? What is putting me in a state of not love? What is bringing me down? What is making me feel drained? What is discouraging me? Is it an app? Is it social media? Is it a friend? Is it a circumstance? Is it finance? Is it anything? Is it relationships? I see that get brought up a lot. It's not that the questions that are being asked about that I see most often in human design are wrong. It's that they need to be deconstructed and reconstructed in order to really understand where the thought is coming from. For example, how do I find my perfect soulmate in human design? The question is not how do you find your perfect person. The question is, how do you show up and love yourself? And once you fully embrace and know that, and can stand on your own and to live alone and to be on your own, then what comes up for you is something you want in a partner, a life partner. If you're asking these questions and you want them from human design, know that they are going to give you answers to life. Well, you're going to give yourself the answers through patience, through time, and through yourself and loving yourself. I say it all the time. God, I probably could count how many times I have said love yourself on this freaking channel. I should just call it love yourself. Just all my videos should just be called that. There is no big movement. There is no person that's going to come and guide you perfectly on this path. That's what you're for. Trust yourself. Trust your judgment. Trust what is right for you. Let yourself guide yourself. Let your body show you when it needs rest. Let your body show you when it needs water, when it needs food, when it needs touch, when it needs love, when it needs sunlight. Trust in you. That is all you need to know. So if you are caught up in this feeling of, oh my God, every single day there's these mutations on the human design chart, and oh my God, what are my gates going to be like today, and what is this all? Just take a breath. I don't even know that stuff, okay? I wouldn't even have time to breathe if I did, okay? Because I don't need to know it. It does not help me. It does not help me. I'm not saying it's not helpful, but it does not help me. It overwhelms me. So it's not one size fits all. And as I said before, you might need one specific course or one specific reading on one specific thing, and you might take more from human design than someone who studied it for years. Because you chose to trust yourself. What does human design fit like in my life? How much of it do I need to hold on to, and how much of it do I need to embody and live out? It's your experiment. It's yours to choose and live in. I love you guys. Have a wonderful rest of your night or day, or I don't know, it's nighttime here, but whenever you're watching this, I feel so much love for everyone who's learning about human design, anyone who's even not learning about human design. I just feel a lot of love lately. I don't know. So, yeah, just know that I'm sending love wherever you are, wholeheartedly, and I really mean that. It's really important that when I say that, I'm not just being like, okay, sending you love. Like, literally, I embody love for myself, and so therefore I can give it.